and move on to become a CC. I'm here to just motivate you as those Toastmasters that you have to take the challenge. You have to take the first step and say, I joined Toastmasters because I want to become a better speaker, a better leader, a better person in the community. But how do you do this? By following the 4 steps of ultimate success. Step number 4. Many people start the steps. They know what they want. They want to become a CC, ALS, DTM. However, they took the first step, they took the second step, they acted, they worked on it, and the third step, they worked on the goal. However, the 4th step, they never made it because they lacked the motivation, they lacked that determination. How do you achieve that 4th step? By looking for a role model. Someone that has made it to the top. You have to emulate that person. You have to find out what are they doing to be successful and follow those successful steps. But it's not easy. It takes guts, it takes determination, it takes hard work. But no guts, no glory. I challenge you this evening as Toastmasters that whatever you want to achieve in life, it's not easy. However, there are 4 ultimate successful steps to follow. Once you follow those steps, in conclusion, to decide what you want, to act on it, to find out if you're doing good or bad, and finally, to have a role model who can really give you that push. I remember once a famous speaker by the name of Zig Ziglar. He said, many people criticize motivational speeches. He said, but motivational speeches is like a fresh bath. Because many people said, I want to take a bath, I want to feel fresh. So I'm here to give you a fresh bath. I'm Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Yes, John Hodge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster, we are coming down to our final speaker, but definitely last, but if no things at least. So far, I hope you've enjoyed this program. And as we get there, I said we keep going higher and higher. And we're going to leave you really motivated, really having the spirit and the courage to even go and reach for the stars. The last speaker is none other, ATBCL, our president of this Philipsburg Toastmasters Club. All the way from St. Peter, please help me welcome none other than ATBCL, Rolando Tobias.
Hopping on a crutch for carnival, a jumping on a crutch this bacchanal, a jumping on a crutch till Jubilee, a hopping on the crutch this festival, still in pain, still in pain. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, that's a famous song by Yume Dumoy, which he did a few carnivals ago. And I always loved the song because the year before that, I had an accident and I twisted my ankle and had to walk with crutches for about 2 weeks. What an ordeal. 2 weeks in crutches can't function the normal way I want to function. Can't function at my full potential. And everyone I met, I would tell them, boy, I can't wait to get out of these crutches. But somehow, deep down inside, although I said it, I had gotten comfortable with the crutches. Somehow I felt that if I have to aside those crutches, I may never be able to walk the same way again. I think I was becoming dependent on those crutches. And as I laid in my couch at home and reflecting about life, my twisted ankle, and those crutches, I started to think and I realized, I said, you know, that is life. In life, we all, at some stage or the other, have crutches. Whether it's in the Toastmasters Club, whether it's in your job, or it's with your relationship. We all, at some time in life, have crutches. We all have some dependency, something that we depend upon and we feel we cannot do without. Right here in our Toastmasters Club, we have crutches. Just to name two. The first one, the notes. That written speech on pieces of paper. Most of us come in front of the podium to present, and somehow we feel as if we cannot do without those notes. We have to keep looking back at them, because somehow, although we rehearse from memory, if we don't look at that paper, we might be lost. And we end up looking foolish in front of the audience. Yes, for most of us in Toastmasters Club, those notes are crutches. Crutches that we depend upon. But do we really need those notes? Do we really need those crutches? The lectern. The lectern is another crutch. Let's think about it. Most of us have to stand behind the lectern and we hold on for dear life as if we want to take off. Let go, something is going to happen. We depend on that podium to give us some kind of strength so that we can deliver to the audience. If we come into a room and the podium is not there, we feel naked. Oh my God, I'm going to go and stand in front of these people. I've got to find something. Can I stand up behind this? The lectern is a crutch. We feel we have to depend on it. And if we cannot depend on it, we cannot function. There's that innate fear, as the previous Toastmaster said, that consumes us to the state where we treat the lectern and our notes as if they are crutches. As if we don't use them, we cannot be successful in public speaking. And speaking of success, how many of you have dreamed of owning your own business? Of being a successful businessman or businesswoman? Yet what do? You spend most of your life in the same boring job, 8 to 5, complaining about how miserable you are. But you don't strike out to do it on your own. You know why? Because that job, for most of us, is like a crutch. We depend on that job. Our fear of succeeding on our own forces us to stick with that boring routine, 8 to 5, feeling miserable, feeling stuck in a rut. But do we really need that job like we need a crutch? Is it really so that we cannot strike out on our own and be successful? Why do we feel we always have to depend on something or someone or relationship? For many of us, we have relationships, and let's talk frank. And the relationships are not perfect. They're far from perfect. There are all sorts of problems. There's abuse, there's fighting, bickering. Yet what do? We stay with that partner. Somehow we feel we need to have someone by our side. We need someone that we can depend on. We need to have that person that we need. Crutches. And it doesn't matter what our friends or our family might tell us. Girl, you can see that guy is no good for you. Why are you wasting your time? That girl will do some serious creeping, you know. And even if you've caught them sometimes, you say, well, I know what I have, but I don't know what I would get. So you choose to stay in that relationship with all the abuse and everything that comes along with it, knowing fully well that that person would never be your companion for life. But still, you cannot do without the person. You need that person. You need someone by your side, someone to lean on, someone to depend on, whether it's for financial security or just the benefit of companionship. What are you doing? You're carrying crutches. Now, after 2 weeks, I was able to put away the crutches. And when I went back to the doctor and I told him, Doc, you know, I think it's time for me to get rid of those crutches. He said, Mr. Tobias, you're still using those things? You could have been walking a week ago. I could have been walking a week earlier than it actually took me to walk. Why? I had gotten comfortable. I had gotten comfortable and I had found a crutch. And all of us do that. We all get comfortable. We all find a crutch. And what do? We hang on and we stay there. But what are we doing when we're staying there? We're cheating ourselves. We're not maximizing our potential. So I'm going to say to you this evening, if you have a crutch, whatever it may be, if it's the notes, it's okay. We all need a crutch in life. But that crutch should only be for a while. We all need someone or something to depend on, but it should only be for a while. And once you've mastered it, if it's those notes, once you've mastered the art of public speaking and memorizing it, you no longer need those notes. There'll be no need for the notes. You can throw away those notes. And be confident about your presentation skills. Stand in front of the audience and present. And you know what? Once you've torn up those notes, you know what else you can do? Get rid of the lectern. You don't need the lectern anymore. It's okay if you go and you present naked, because you know what? You look good. You look good. And because you look good, you know what's going to happen? If you get rid of that crutch that you're calling a relationship, others are going to come. Because you're confident. You no longer need a crutch. You want to maximize your full potential in your love life. Strike out on your own. And while you're striking out on your own, go ahead and follow all your dreams. Those dreams you had to own your own business, go and follow the dreams. Tell the boss. Tell the boss, see you later. I'm going to maximize my dreams. Why? Because I've thought about that dream of being a successful businessman or businesswoman so long, I think I have what it takes now to make it work. So whatever your crutch may be, whether it's notes, the lectern, the relationship, or the job, you don't need it. It's only going to keep you back. Learn to maximize your full potential. And what is it that you need to do to maximize your full potential? Get rid of those crutches.
Thank you very much. Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I agree with you. Get rid of those crutches. Get rid of those papers. Now, I'm sure I will look good too, even do it naked. But I know if I go home, I won't have them in my house anymore. Please give him one round of applause for a wonderful job. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You have very good speeches tonight. You have some real wonderful speakers tonight with wonderful speeches. And now is the time for us to get just a little bit embarrassed. A little bit, you know. We call it embarrassment. Some call it a learning process. The way how you take it. You know, but you have to have a little motivation and a little laugh in between. I mean, when I hit the boy feet, come with your crush, I get frightened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we move into a very interesting part of the meeting. We're going to go into the evaluation. And we have none other, all the way from Guyana, the beautiful lady.